Shalom Israel, it's your brother Marcus G back with yet another prime time for Israel. This is the second one, just the second one. And today we're gonna be going over something that I've been approached about a couple of times. It's in regards to the high holy days and feast days, okay? But just prior to that, and first of all, let me give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High before I get too far ahead of myself. Before I go into the high holy days and feast days, there are a couple of things that I want to share with you, Israel. The first, and I'm going to share my screen for it. And I realize some people don't know some of the things that I'm about to share, and that's the purpose of me sharing them. So I'm going to start with this. Over here where you see Hebrew, these are all the months of the year. I'm going to leave them up for a little, for a second. For those who don't know the months of the year, I'm going to leave those there for a second. Now, I'm adding this for a reason. There are a couple of reasons. If you look down here at the very bottom, Adar is the 12th month of the year for Israel. For Israel, all right? However, if there's an extra new moon in the year, it's known as a double Adar or a 13th month or Adar the second. I tend to refer to it as a double Adar. All right. Now, I don't want to confuse anyone. So what I want you to know is from Nisan to Adar are the 12 months of the year. For those who pretty much know about this part, I'm including it, but I'm not really going to go into it. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hopefully you all wrote them down. If not, you can come back and watch it again, pause it, and you can write down the months of the year if you do not know them. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again. This time, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to include something that verifies in the Bible you can read where it says to keep the feast days in their season. The spring season falls between the vernal equinox and the summer solstice. Okay. the summer season falls between the summer solstice and the autumnal equinox. All right. This basically shows all the months of the year in their seasons. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And I'm going to share I'm going to share my screen again. And this time, you're going to notice the months of the year go counterclockwise in this particular diagram. And again, for those who know about the 13th month, or when we have a double Adar or second Adar or Adar II, that's the reason I included this. But these are still the same 12 months of the year. Now you see how they're color coded? This should be blue. Adar is still going to be the winter season. To indicate the seasons. And the last one I'm going to share, the very last one I'm going to share. And that's because this is what I'm going to be going into. This is what I've been approached about a couple of times. The high holy days and feast days. Now, I want you to understand, what you're looking at is not set in stone. So when people see Nisan is between March and April, it normally is. But you also notice that this stops at Adar, and it does not include a double Adar. Every year does not end with just 12 months. There are some years that end with a 13th month because of an extra new moon, which makes it be a year of a double Adar. So this is not set in stone that Nisan, or the first Israelite month of the year, usually falls around here, but can sometimes be pushed further this way in order to make room for the double Adar. All right. But just for the sake of basic knowledge, these are the 12 months of the year, our 12 months of the year. These are also the 12 months in which, as you can see, our high holy days are referred to, as you can see. And there are a few that are not on here that I'm also going to get into. Okay. So I'm leave that there for a little while, and I'm gonna let you all know what my goal is as far as how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start by saying you can find out about a great number of the high holy days in Leviticus chapter 23. And I'm actually going to go over not the whole chapter, but up to verse 34. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And the reason I'm only going to go up to 34 is because the 34th verse is the last verse that's going to include one of the high holy days before I go into some of the others. All right. Now, I'm going to do these high holy days the way that they will fall in the calendar year, such as this right here, after I read Leviticus. So the way I'm going to present them are going to be like this. Passover is going to be the first one. which includes the unleavened bread. Okay. Then I'll be going over the I'm going to go over first fruits in Leviticus. Then I'm going to go over the day of Simeon. I'm going to go over the Pentecost. I'm going to go over the blowing of the trumpets. I'm going to be going over the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacles. I'm going to be going over Hannukah. And then I'm going to be going over the destruction of Nicanor and Purim, which are not on here, as you can see. All right. But first fruits, you're going to hear me talk about that in Leviticus. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. And that's going to be the order in which I'm going to go over the high holy days in the Bible after I go in Leviticus from verses 1 through 34. So if you would turn with me in your King James Version of the Bible with the Apocrypha, you're definitely going to need your Apocrypha for this. And we're going to start off by going to Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And again, this is back when Moses was being addressed by the Most High as they're being led out of captivity, out of Israel, out of Egypt. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. So it starts off by talking about the Sabbath, okay? 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations. Remember this, Israel, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. All right. I say that because this year there was a camp that had the Passover 3 days after it snowed, and I'm in the South. That is not in the season of Nisan or Abib, which is the first month of the year, translates to the time of the green thumb, which means when flowers are beginning to bloom, trees are beginning to show leaves. The grass is green again, not brown, but green again. The time of the green thumb. So keep the feasts and high holy days in their seasons, Israel. Verse 5, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. So this is going over the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread. All right. Verse 8, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is a holy convocation. So this is going on over 7 days. And ye shall do no servile work therein on the seventh day. The seventh day is supposed to be that very last day. You should do no work. It should be a holy convocation. Almost it's like a Sabbath. Okay. Verse 9, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. So you remember the first fruits I said I'll be going over? Here you go. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Sabbath. The priest shall rave it. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Now, quite naturally, we don't do offerings in today's time. Again, this is the ancient Israelites. This was back in the times of captivity in Egypt. Israel, excuse me. Verse 13, and the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor, and the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of an hin. Again, we don't in today's time do offerings, so not in that particular. We got people in the churches doing offerings, but not an offering like an offering was supposed to be done back in the day. Verse 14, and you shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. So 7 Sabbaths should have passed at that particular point in time of this new year, because you got to understand, it started with the Passover. And it's still talking about things going on in the month of Nisan, okay? Even until the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 15 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring, verses 15 and 16. Let me kind of touch on this. Are in regards to the Pentecost. These are in regards to the Pentecost. Okay. So let me go back where I was. Verse 15 and 16 was where I ended. Verse 17, you shall bring out of your habitation 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Again, we don't do offerings in today's time. Then ye shall sacrifice one kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priests. Verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the same day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. Verse 22, and when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Verse 23, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24 is about the blowing of the trumpets. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of the trumpets, a holy convocation. Okay, and when I go over these individually, I'm going to share my screen back to that particular diagram that shows, I said this is not set in stone. So I'm going to bring that up so you can have a more clear picture of where these are to fall. So verse 25, ye shall do, this is in regards to the blowing of the trumpets. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 26, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, this next one is the Day of Atonement. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Ye shall afflict your souls. That's going to be a 24-hour fast. Fast means nothing by mouth. Nothing in your mouth. It is a true fast. If you've not seen it before, and I'll leave the link in the description of this PrimeTime for Israel, my beloved brother Mike Malice did a lesson on fasting and the power of fasting. I'm going to include that in the link in the description. If you've not seen it, I implore you to go check it out. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. So far we've read about the Passover, the Pentecost, the blowing of the trumpets, and the first fruits. And now the Day of Atonement. Verse 29, for whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. If you do not fast that day, the Most High saying. He's saying this to Moses. You will be cut off from among your people. Right then. Verse 30, and whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. So I know we in captivity, but I want you to understand, Israel, these places of employment, they make a bunch of concessions for these worldly holidays. This is a holy day for you. I mean, they want to be off for Christmas. In these days that you can't work, you need to let them know for religious purposes, I need to be off for this day. All right. Because this is not a game. This is again the Most High speaking. This is for real. Verse 31, ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings, Israel. Verse 32, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even until even shall ye celebrate your Sabbaths. You're supposed to fast for forever for the Day of Atonement. Okay. Verse 33, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, this is in regards to the Feast of Tabernacles. Verse 34, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Most High. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. So I'm going to stop right there in Leviticus. I'm going to share my screen again. And again, I'm going to share it with this one. So we're going to start with the Passover. All right. Which you see right here. And there are a couple of places that you can find about the Passover. One being Leviticus, well, it's just Leviticus 23 and 5 through 8. I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. And Leviticus 23, 5 through 8. And I'm just going to go through each one this way. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. This is covering the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay. So from there, I'm going to go to one that a lot of people don't really know about. It is the Day of Simon. So if you would turn to First Maccabees. First Maccabees, chapter 13, verses 51 through 52. And entered into it the 23rd day of the second month in the 171st year, with thanksgiving and branches of palm trees, and with harps and cymbals, and with viols and hymns and songs, because there was destroyed a great enemy out of Israel. Verse 52, he ordained also that that day should be kept every year with gladness. Moreover, the heel of the temple that was by the tower he made stronger than it was, and there he dwelt himself with his company. This is in regards to the day of Simon. If you're not known, that is an actual high holy day. It was added. There we're going to go over the Pentecost again. So again, of course, we talked about the Pentecost in Leviticus, and I'm going to go back to it. 23 verses 15 and 16. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the waving offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete, and that will start your Pentecost. Even until the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 15 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. This is the Pentecost. 7 Sabbaths after the sheaf waving. All right. We're going to go from there to the blowing of the trumpets again in Leviticus 23. That's verse 24. Actually, that's verses 24 and 25. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of the trumpets and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. That is your blowing of the trumpets. Next, we're going to get the Day of Atonement. And I'm, of course, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going over the high holy days in the order that they should be covered, starting from the first month of the year. So the very first one that you're going to be doing is Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Then you're going to have the Day of Simon. Then there's the Pentecost. Well, then there's the first fruits. Then there's the Pentecost. Then there's the blowing of the trumpets. And now after that is the Day of Atonement. Again, it's in Leviticus 23 and 27. Also, on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Most High your God. It even goes into, and this is going to be verses 27 down to 32. And I'm at 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, The same soul will I destroy from among his people. Verse 31, ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And verse 32, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbaths. Now I'm going to go into the Feast of Tabernacles, which is also in Leviticus 23. That's verse 34 and 35. Well, 34, 35, and 36. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly. And ye shall do no servile work therein. That last day, first day and last day of the Feast of Tabernacles, no work. First and last day. And now I'm going to go over Hannukah. So if you would go to 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar, which Hannukah is also known as the Feast of Dedications. I apologize. When I saw the dedication, I had to throw that in there. Let me start back over. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month Caslu, with mirth and gladness. For all of you don't know, mirth is happiness, almost like partying. Almost like partying. All right, I want to go from there to John chapter 10, verse 22. This is also regarding Hannukah. John chapter 10, verse 22, and it reads, and it was at Jerusalem the feast of dedication, and it was winter. So it's not Christmas for you, Israel. It's Hannukah, or the Feast of Dedications. They're one and the same. Okay. From there, we're going to go to, I'm going to cover the destruction of Nicanor. So if you would go to 2 Maccabees. 2 Maccabees. Chapter 15, verse 36. Actually, let's start at 35. He hanged also Nicanor's head upon the tower, an evident and manifest sign unto all of the help of the Most High. Verse 36, and they ordained all with a common decree in no case to let that day pass without solemnity, but to celebrate the 13th day of the 12th month, which it is the Syrian tongue, is called Adar, the day before Mardocheus's day. That is letting you know about the destruction of Nicanor. And last but not least, I'm going to go over the Purim. So if you would turn to Esther, chapter 9 and verse 21. Esther chapter 9, verse 21. I'm waiting on my computer here. All right, here we go. And it reads, to establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month of Adar and the 15th day of the same yearly. Now, if you'll go to 2nd Maccabees, and this is still in regards to Purim, 2nd Maccabees is also 15 and 36. Same thing as destruction of Nicanor. So those are the high holy days and feast days that are, it's all of them. So you have the Passover, you have Feast of Unleavened Breads, Feast of the First Fruits, Pentecost, blowing of the trumpets, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, Hannukah, and Purim, and the destruction of Nicanor. Also, I forgot the Day of Simeon. I forgot that before the first fruits. So I'm going to share my screen again so that you all see what I'm saying. So you got the Passover with the unleavened bread. You have the Day of Simon, then the first fruits, then the Pentecost, then the blowing of the trumpets, then the Day of Atonement, then the Feast of Tabernacles, Hannukah, as well as the destruction of Nicanor and Purim. All right. So Israel, I hope this helped you out. I hope this answered some of the questions. I know that some of the people asked me. I'm sure it addressed those. Hope that you took notes. And again, I'll leave I'll leave links in the description where you can see those diagrams. I'll leave the links in the description. And again, man, I hope that this helped you out. Israel, I love you. This is the second Prime Time for Israel. I might, keep it going as people, again, this is going to be mainly for things that people ask me about, or, if enough people ask me about them, then I'll go into some detail on them, and I'll be doing it here. And again, this in no shape, form, or fashion will be affecting the Sabbath's truth for thought. So with that, Israel, I bid you shalom. I love you. It's your brother Marcus G, and I'm out.